What is wave interference? Wave interference is the phenomenon that occurs when two waves meet while traveling along the same medium, wherein they can interfere constructively, creating a wave with a larger amplitude than the original waves, or destructively, creating a wave with a smaller or even zero amplitude. Let's begin with the wave interference using water. And this demonstration that I will do is called ripple tank. As I drop 2 drops of water, we can see its effect to one another as it produces wave, and this effect can be shown using diffraction, wherein it is a process where wave energy spreads perpendicularly to the dominant direction of wave propagation. 2 sets of circular waves were spreading and interfering to one another. As we can see, the part highlighted with blue lines is where the waves are prominent and evident, and the part highlighted with yellow lines is where the waves are hardly seen. Just like in this figure I made, we can see 2 waves that are overlapping, wherein the black circle represents the spot where the 2 crests meet, and the yellow circle shows the spot where the 2 troughs meet. The meeting of the crest to crest and trough to trough is the idea of wave meeting up together at the same adventure that results to having a larger amplitude, which is called constructive interference, where the black and yellow circles were placed. And the part where there is no lines interfering one another is called destructive interference. Next is the wave interference using sounds. Nowadays, people choose musics that are loud, by which we tend to buy speakers to use it as it produces higher volume. As I turn the music on and increase its volume of both speakers, sound waves were produced. They meet and interfere to one another, which results in creating an interference pattern. Constructive interference through sound wave can be applied when a person stands at the middle of both speakers. The sound he or she will hear will definitely be louder because the sound of both speakers were combined. While destructive interference through sound waves can be applied when someone is nearer or closer from one of the speakers. He or she will hear a sound lower than the sound in the middle because the wavelength comes to the person in half and are out of phase. This is also because they cancel out one another. Another example that I made to show the wave interference using sound is when I downloaded frequency generator application. I used 2 smartphones and set the frequency generator application of both phones to 2200 Hz. These sounds we are hearing is a constructive interference as both supports each other. And when I change the frequency of the other one, the sound isn't consistent, and this is destructive interference. This example simply addresses the constructive and destructive interferences using sounds. Next is the wave interference using light. Thomas Young performs an experiment which is called the double slit experiment, wherein light passes through a plane in 2 slits. As I do the double slit experiment to demonstrate the interference of wave using light, I used paper with 2 slits and flashlight. As I turn the light on, it produces wave that travels along the slits, and the lights can be seen as diffracted. This phenomena includes the behavior of diffraction and interference pattern. We can see in this video that the constructive interference occurs when the trough and crest meet, and occurs in the slits with the same phase. It is where the white lines are placed. Wherein destructive interference are the points where there is no light. It occurs when the crest of one wave falls on the trough of the other wave, where the green lines is placed. In general, we can say that wave interference is present, applicable, and can be seen through water, sound, and wave, and it includes both constructive and destructive interference.